My treasures, it's time to atone for what we're about to do with Hearthstone Mercenaries with Xyrella Heal Power Mercs. The idea behind this team is to use things like Baine, Chi-Ji, and Velen to scale up our healing each individual turn. So once one of these three mercenaries die, we can slam down Xyrella and then get her Atonement as big as humanly possible, which wasn't actually that bad as I expected it to be in the end. Now, for the Mercenary by Mercenary Breakdown, the first one is going to be Baine with Chieftain's Feather, as this just allows you to have 4 healing power passively on turn 1, mainly going to be swapping between Mulgore Might and Chain Heal. Chi-Ji is the second mercenary on the team, with Blazing Band to increase our healing power by even more per turn, mainly swapping between Blazing Song and Firestorm. Velen is the third mercenary, using a Tone of Inspiration to increase the healing he does, and mainly using him for Holy Blast. However, there are going to be some slower matchups where Velen's Blessing plus Xyrella's Atonement can come up. The fourth mercenary on the team is Xyrella with Robes of Purity to make it where her third ability scales even quicker, mainly swapping between Blinding Luminance and Atonement. The fifth mercenary on the team is going to be Sinestra with Mana Brooch as her equipment, mainly swapping between Mana Barrier and Twilight Extinction. And finally, we have Medivh because we have a lot of casters on the team. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some games. Alright, it looks like they're playing a Cho build, so this is going to be a little bit annoying to deal with, but it is what it is. We'll be able to do it, or at least we should be able to do it. Okay, there's Blazing Song, Blizzard, Patience. They're going to really test our patience in this game. We put down Xyrella in the starting lineup just because there's no point in putting Baine down, since I did face this guy quite a few times. And putting down Baine against 3 casters is not a good idea. All right, there's a Blazing Song. Hopefully we can get at that Boggy gone. Doesn't look like we will be able to. See, the trick here is eventually we'll just be able to snipe something out of existence. We also should probably use it, Chi-Ji's third ability here, but we're just scaling the healing of everything else. Perfect. Because there goes most of their damage, and then they'll summon our Boggy, that's fine. Xyrella at 5, but use Firestorm. We can double heal with Flash of Heal, and then use Holy Blast, and hopefully we'll win the speed tie here. Because as long as Xyrella lives, we're good. Man. I mean, Xyrella is going to live, that's the nice thing. We might want to start just using Inspiration Song to make sure everything lives. And then we can use Velen's Blessing, and then snipe the Khadgar out of existence. I think this should be enough damage to finish off Khadgar. We just had to be really careful with Xyrella. 90, yes it was. Boy oh boy. Velen's Blessing into Atonement is like game ending for any mercenary. Alright, we can use Firestorm, Flash Shield, and then Holy Blast probably. We're gonna... we probably should focus down Kolgoroth instead of Boggy, but I didn't catch it, at least on this first round. The idea is if you get Kolgoroth gone, then Boggy will instantly die. And that's getting really, really close to lethal there. We really aren't going to be doing any... Well, we'll do a little bit of damage here. It's not that much. Just need to make Xyrella live. That's all we care about. And because we only have 1 attack-based mercenary, if she lives long enough, we shouldn't even have to rely on it. Dead doesn't do anything because nothing has died. They'll do 15 and 30, which brings it down to 32. Alright, so Firestorm, and then heal there, and then heal again. Basically, we just need to get rid of that Korag. I couldn't think of the merc's name. Sure, is Korag going to have a ton of HP? Yeah, but we'll be fine. If we can snipe there, we can use Velen's Blessing. Then I kind of want to use Atonement on Nemzi. If we get rid of Nemzi, then all they really have left is the Cho and whatever's on their bench. Perfect. preventing the damage there. And this way they don't have a way to get another boggy after this turn. Over 400 damage just there for free. Don't mind if I do. All right, so we heal. We doubly heal just to be safe. And then we use Holy Blast, I think, on Kogorath or Korag. Korak. I Look, I should know his name. For some reason, my brain can't think of what his name is. It's pretty low. Oh, Boggy is gone. All right, so how do we want it? Everything's going to take double damage. We use Korag, or we get rid of Korag, and then we Holy Blast. I'm not worried about the Cho just because the Cho doesn't really do anything if we just keep sniping the other mercs off the board. 88 damage. That's insane. And now we just have to deal with whatever's on the bench. Let's blast our way to victory. Okay, Atonement. Okay, we didn't need to use the blast at all. We could have just atoned our way to victory. And that would have been a lot funnier, but, well, it is what it is. Okay, even split. Oh, let's see what they have in store for us. We're probably just going to put down our normal 3 here. There are going to be some matchups where you're going to want to swap out Baine for either Xyrella or Sinestra, but it really just depends on what you're facing against. Okay, Nemzi, Khadgar, and Lokalar. Okay, so good news is, well, Lokalar isn't really that big of a trouble here, just because we do have 2 captures. The only worry that I have is if we can actually get Lokalar gone before they buff it up a bunch. Since some of the turns we're just going to be full healing, since Baine is going to be heavily targeted here, since he is a protector and they have 2 casters. Well, never mind. We probably shouldn't have attacked with Baine, but it is what it is. Or we should have swapped the order of Lokalar and Baine, I guess. Putting Xyrella down next. Probably will be able to snipe Lokalar. We might actually just use... Yeah, let's increase the healing that we're going to do. We have 2 choices. We could use Velen's Blessing, and then you try to use Atonement on something, double. It doesn't really get rid of anything on the board, so we're probably just going to use Holy Blast and try to get rid of the Boggy, and hope we actually lose the speed tie here, because then the Boggy will be done, and they won't summon our one on the following turn. Getting Lokalar off the board is top priority, though. Okay, perfect. There goes Lokalar. Oh, we did not. Oh, okay. I don't know why they didn't attack, but it is what it is. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense of why they're going for that. I'm assuming the last 2 mercs are going to be Sinestra and Baine. We're probably going to try to focus down Tronde first. I haven't restored that much HP is the problem here. Another thing is, like, Nemzi and Khadgar aren't really a big issue for this team. So I don't know why they're just using that ability, but it is what it is. Okay, there's the Holy Blast, Arcane Shot. They are heavily going after Xyrella. Let's heal up Xyrella as much as possible. We can also use Velen's Blessing in order to repeat the heal twice, but I don't think I caught that. Okay, we heal for 30, and then the next ability will cast twice. And it'll probably be Xyrella's ability, unless Xyrella goes away this turn, but I guess she doesn't. Alright, Firestorm, Holy Blast, and then we might as well... If we want to be greedy, we go for Atonement, but I think Flash Heal is just going to be stronger. Go, Xyrella's back up to full, like nothing ever happened, alright? So, let's get rid of the totem. We don't really have a big AoE, so that's fine. And then we can use Atonement to nuke Baine out of existence, but I don't... To be fair, I don't think we really need to do it like this. We probably should have just used Velen's stability, but it is what it is. Go. Bane got to atone for his sins, I guess. Let's use Firestorm. Man, I really do kind of wish we had the Atonement for this turn, but it is what it is. We should be able to... It really depends on what their speed is going to be. But I guess if they're spamming the first ability on Khadgar, we're just going to go with this. We should be quicker. Yeah, heal up to full. They'll do some damage there. They actually attack. Okay. And they be trolling a little bit. Use that. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I think this is one of the games that I swapped the starting lineup for the matchup just because I was running into them a lot, and having a protector against 4 casters does not make sense in the starting lineup. But honestly, in the long run, I think that was a mistake because it is a good old big snake build. Actually, I guess it's just nature, but close enough, right? Want to get rid of Brucon because he is Brocon, at least if we leave him alive. And while having a fighter left alive is not probably the best thing for our team, getting rid of Brucon just lets their scaling not exist, so that's why we're going for it. I am a little bit worried that Sinestra isn't going to live past this turn. Hopefully she will. Hopefully our choice of putting her down first isn't going to backfire. But 15 damage there, 17 more. Then we heal up for 16. They do 21. Ugh. Yep, goodbye, Sinestra. Let's put down Xyrella next. Still going after Brucon. Part of me wants to use Velen's Blessing. No, let's just go with this. We're also trying to negate the attack on Boggy, so they're not going to be able to do too much damage. They are going after Xyrella first. We have a big heal. Actually, we have 2 big heals, which is nice. Or 1, I guess. Xyrella is going to go bye-bye, which means we're going to have Bane next, I guess. Medivh doesn't really matter too much. We should be able to always guarantee lethal on at least one of their mercs, I guess. We have to deal with 6 mercs with 4 mercs. Challenge mode accepted, I guess. There we go. 1 down. Good old snake says goodbye. It helps us out a little bit. Though I don't know if any of those... I don't think either of their mercenaries has a cooldown, so that may or may not have mattered in the long run. Okay, so we can snipe Anacondra. They had Chi-Ji on bench. That's interesting. I'm just going to heal up. A taunt on Chi-Ji. Interesting. It doesn't really matter. We have 3 mercs for them to... or we have to deal with 3 mercs. We have 2 really high survivability mercs and 1 that is just generally good. Okay, so they have Malfurion. I'm assuming they're probably going to focus down Bane next. I'm assuming the Chi-Ji is in there just because you could, in theory, scale up the snakes quicker. That is a synergy that I would love to revisit, but a healing-based team was what I really wanted to do, and this is actually probably the best version that I've tested out so far. Right, and there goes Malfurion, and now we just have to deal with the last 2 mercs. Call it a day there. Bye. Okay, so 3 casters, and let's see what they have in store for us. Oh, Celestials. Wow, that's... Huh. That was actually a comp that I wanted to do something with, but I've already covered the individual mercs quite a few times. Maybe eventually I'll get around to it, but we'll see. Focusing down Zwin because that's going to be the biggest problem here. They're going after Velen, which is interesting also. Like, Velen actually doesn't matter too much in this team. You really just want him because he has a scaling healing ability that heals everything. The original team comp that I had, I used Anduin instead, but this just felt a lot more consistent because you're just going to always be using that first ability on Velen. So, oh man, we missed it. We missed Lethal on Zwin. Let's use Valen's. I guess it doesn't really matter what we use here. They're probably going to go after Chi-Ji, I'd assume, first. We're hoping and banking on Velen being able to survive a turn. Oh! Oh no. Well, at least Zwin's gone, so Xyrella's the next merc down, I guess. Also probably should have ordered Chi-Ji to be on the corner, just to be extra safe, but it is what it is. Heal up a little bit. Trying to get rid of Yu'lon next, just because they're going to make it harder for us to finish off any of the other mercenaries. The problem here is we probably shouldn't have attacked with that, but it is what it is. I almost want to use Atonement on Yu'lon, which seems like a little bit of a waste. The nice thing about Atonement is it doesn't actually reset whenever you... Of course, they have that ability. What I was going to say is it doesn't reset whenever you use the ability, which makes it actually a lot stronger than I originally would have expected. We're going to have a little bit of an issue with Sinestra next. But hopefully we'll be able to finish off the Yu'lon before she becomes more of an issue. Bullish Fortitude. Goodbye. Oh, never mind, because of Boorish Fortitude. At least Nizao is gone, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And we should be able to just finish off Yu'lon, though I guess they could use her third ability or second ability. I can't remember which one's which. Hopefully. It's also interesting to see them use a bunch of dragons on the bench. I'm assuming the last mercenary is probably Long Shin then. So they only have 2 mercs left. We should just be able to win out the game from here. Oh, I'm actually shocked that that wasn't Long Shin. Holy shit. It's actually quite amazing. Thanks for the free heals, which means the free sale. And goodbye. We're blowing out this fire with a little bit of holy power. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the build. So, healing power is actually a very underexplored way to scale up damage within Mercenaries. Honestly, I was quite shocked of how well this team turned out. Most people actually focus down Baine first, and I don't really understand why. It makes a lot more sense to focus either Chi-Ji or Velen first, because those are the ways that you're going to increase your survivability and thus allow you to scale up Xyrella even quicker. Generally, Xyrella does feel like the perfect payoff for this team. However, there is one problem. Her Atonement ability is a 9-speed ability, making it really hard to actually get it off if your opponent has a lot of quick mercenaries. And that's the one downside about this team, that it's not always the quickest. However, if you're facing a lot against Frost with Local Art, this is actually a really good counter. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's an easy build for me to recommend you try out. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to play a team that you've never been able to play before. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.